Hey, Henry here. Now, I heard both sides of the argument regarding masturbation. I heard arguments that support masturbation, and I heard arguments that are against masturbation. Now, personally, I think that there are more cons than pros concerning masturbation. So in this video, I'll let you know, I'll tell you what will most likely happen to you if you stop masturbating. So let's get into it. First of all, I want to say that I used to be addicted to masturbation too. I think when I was younger, especially when I was like 14. When I first discovered masturbation, it was like as if I was as if I discovered fire. I was like masturbating like every day. I was so happy because it was like unlimited pleasure for like no amount of effort, right? And at that time I couldn't even talk to girls, right? So it was like perfect because I could like just fap and stuff, and it was fun time. It was all about playing video games and masturbating. But yeah, it naturally stopped when I started being able to approach girls and I started being able to get girls. I naturally did it less and less, and I just stopped because I just rather for girls, right? Anyways, so the first thing that will happen to you when you stop masturbating is that your testosterone level is gonna go up. And testosterone is super important for men. It helps you build muscle, it helps you lose fat, it helps with your mood. It like so if you're struggling with depression, for example, or like mood swings, it's gonna help you out stopping masturbating. Yeah, testosterone helps with a lot of stuff, right? With a lot of stuff. And obviously obviously like our testosterone level naturally go up and down, right? So because it's due to multiple factors, right? It could be like your diet, exercise, and you sleep and other stuff, right? But a study that I saw was basically stating that like when men stop on men that used to masturbate a lot, when they stop to masturbate for like a month, their testosterone, I think it was a month or a week, I think it was a month, the testosterone level went up 40%, which is like amazing, right? Like if right now you need to put on some muscle or do some fight or whatever, like you're in a bad situation, 40% increase will definitely change your life. So you're gonna feel better about yourself, which leads us to our point number two, which is that you are gonna feel more motivated if you stop masturbating, right? Because I remember back in the day when I used to masturbate a lot, I was always tired. I was always lazy. I always felt like doing nothing. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like even some people use masturbation just before bed so they can fall asleep faster, right? But yeah, I used to like fap at, I don't know, maybe 2 p.m. and just like being lazy and just doing nothing with my life, right? And that makes sense because if you think about it from an evolutionary standpoint, when we masturbating, our brain thinks that we're having sex. And since our brain hasn't evolved since like we were cavemen, it basically thinks that like you're having tons of sex, and it's a problem because having sex, because technically our purpose on earth is to have sex and like spread our seeds so we can like reproduce and help the species to survive, right? So whenever you're having tons of sex, tons of masturbation, your brain thinks that you're having tons of sex, so it's not gonna give you the energy to go out there and like do the stuff that's gonna get you sex. I mean, that were gonna get you sex back in the day, which were like back in the day it was hunting, killing animals and stuff, because you needed that to have a female, right? But now you can just flap, so you don't have to have, so you don't need the strength and the motivation to go out and cut some woods and kill some animals to get some pussy, because your brain, basically you get the idea. So that's an issue. So once you're gonna start fapping, you're gonna have a lot more energy. You're actually gonna have the drive and motivation to do the stuff that are actually gonna make you be able to like get some real girls, right? Such as working on yourself, creating a business, working out, no matter what it may be, right? You're just gonna go out there and try to do stuff. Oh, and by the way, if you find this video interesting and like this type of content, consider liking and subscribing. The third thing that's gonna happen to you if you stop masturbating is that you're gonna have control over your urges, your body, and your mind. I remember when I used to masturbate a lot, I couldn't focus like when, for example, I could be just studying for an exam or some shit, and I would think about girls and just get horny and just think about porn and just open my computer and start to fap, right? And then I feel lazy. So we all have urges. I still have urges even today, but the difference is that today, instead of like busting gallons on myself, I just like use those urges, use that sexual drive to actually get shit done, right? As I use it as fuel, as motivation, right, to get shit done, which is different from like back in the day when I just used to like fap, right? And this is important because like masturbation is kind of like a drug, right? Because the more you do it and the more you're gonna want to do it, because basically when you do it, it releases serotonin and dopamine in your brain, which are basically gonna get you addicted. And I've seen story about that. I've seen story of people who got fired from their job because they were masturbating like at their job, like in the bathroom. Like that's crazy because they just couldn't stop. Like I know some people that masturbate like 10 times, they just can't stop. Like every time they see a girl, they just get horny and they just need to like masturbate, right? So so basically the more you do it and the more you become numb to it, so you just need more and more and more. Just like any kind of drugs, you need more and more and more drugs, more and more masturbation to reach the same high. So by stopping masturbation, you're gonna have more control on yourself. You're not gonna be dependent and slave to jerking out. Basically, you're gonna have more control on your urges and be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do. This leads us to our final point, which is basically the fact that you're gonna have better relationship with women when you stop masturbating. Because basically most people who masturbate do it while watching porn. Like some people do it without, but most of us do it using porn. And like the way women are portraying porn is really negative, right? Like if you might think, especially if you're young, you might think that like especially if you're young and you never had really serious interaction with women before, you might just think that women are sluts, whores, and just hoes and also object, right? You might think that like they're just here to just please us, they're just here to like get fucked. Because like when you look at porn, like the way women are, it's just like they get fucked for nothing, bro. Like I don't even know, like they have so fucking real scenarios, like they get fucked for nothing, bro. For dumb shit. Like someone needs a pen, she's gonna fuck someone for a pen. It's like it's just so dumb, right? And by doing so, you're gonna like basically have a more healthy relationship with women and be able to actually communicate with women without always associating women to sexual objects. So without always being horny whenever you talk to a girl and stuff. And this is really important for your future relationship, right? Because at some point you're gonna have to talk with women. You're not gonna masturbate your whole life, right? So these were all the benefits that you're gonna get if you stop masturbating. Hope that this video was helpful. If it was, consider liking and subscribing. See you in the next one.